My name is Mosire, and I come from Kisii. For most of my life, I have lived with a fear that many people from my generation rarely talk about openly. It is the fear of going back home. Growing up, I constantly heard stories about witchcraft, curses, taboos, and relatives who allegedly sabotage the success of family members living in towns and cities. These stories were told by elders, neighbors, friends, and even some educated people. As a child, I listened carefully, and over time those stories planted fear in my mind. I remember hearing people say that not everyone will celebrate your success. Some claimed that if you become successful in Nairobi and decide to build a home in Kisii, certain relatives may become jealous. Others warned that before constructing a house, you should be careful about where you build, who visits the site, and even who lays the foundation stone. As I grew older, the fear grew with me. Whenever I thought about building a permanent home in Kisii, a voice inside me would remind me of all the stories I had heard. Instead of feeling excited about investing at home, I found myself considering buying land in the city where I felt safer and more comfortable. One story especially stayed with me. There was a man from our area who had worked overseas for many years. After achieving success, he returned home and built a beautiful mansion. It became one of the most admired homes in the village. But after moving in, people began talking. Some said misfortune had entered his family. Others claimed someone had planted a charm near his gate. A few even believed that night runners were disturbing him during the night. To this day, I do not know what was true and what was simply village gossip. But the story spread quickly and became another warning told to young people like me. Even among my own relatives, I know people who fear spending too much time at home. One of my brothers is always worried that he might unknowingly break a cultural taboo. He says that sometimes it feels like there are so many unwritten rules that you can offend someone without even realizing it. The more I traveled and met people from different communities, the more I realized that these fears are not unique to Kisii. A friend from the coast once shared stories about a place known as Tajapaka. According to local folklore, strange activities were said to happen there at night. Some people believed individuals transformed into cats and carried out mysterious activities. Whether those stories were true or simply legends passed from one generation to another, they had the same effect: they created fear. I also noticed something interesting. Many of the people sharing these stories were not uneducated. Some were teachers, business owners, civil servants, and professionals. Despite modern education and technology, belief in witchcraft and supernatural powers continues to influence how many people make decisions. For years, I allowed these stories to influence me. I avoided making plans for my ancestral home. I questioned whether I should invest there. I worried about things that had never actually happened to me. Looking back, I realized that I was carrying fears that belonged to other people's experiences and stories. Then one day, I asked myself a simple question. If these alleged magical powers are so powerful, why do they wait until someone returns home? Why would a person study, work, travel, build a career, and succeed for years in Nairobi, Mombasa, Dubai, London, or America without interference, only for problems to begin when they visit the village? That question changed my perspective. I realized that fear had controlled my thinking for far too long. This decade, I made a decision. I decided that I would no longer allow fear to determine where I invest, where I build, or how I relate to my family and community. Instead of running away from my ancestral home, I chose to face the fears that had been planted in my mind since childhood. I chose to educate myself, respect my culture, learn the traditions of my people, and maintain my faith in God. Most importantly, I chose not to live in constant suspicion of everyone around me. Today, I still hear stories about witchcraft, curses, charms, taboos, and mysterious events. Those stories remain part of our culture and conversations. But I have learned that fear can sometimes become a prison if we allow it to control our decisions. Many youths from my generation are struggling with the same fears. Some are afraid to build at home. Others avoid visiting their ancestral villages. Some have even cut ties with relatives because of stories they had growing up. My message to young people is simple. Do not allow fear to stop you from pursuing your goals. Do not let rumors determine your future. Respect your culture, but do not become a prisoner of fear. Work hard. Invest wisely. Build your future wherever your heart leads you. And above all, trust in God. Because success is built through faith, discipline, courage, and perseverance, not fear. What about you? Have stories about witchcraft, curses, or taboos ever influenced your decisions about your ancestral home? Share your thoughts in the comments.